Hey y'all, this is Josh here, Stoney Ridge Farmer on Stoney Ridge Farm here in Stoneville, North Carolina. I want to talk to you a little bit this morning about chainsaw use and chainsaw safety. So right here we have a little Stihl MS 170 chainsaw. Our chain is nice and snug, nice and sharp, and we're full of fuel and we're full of bar oil. Here is where our fuel goes in. It's labeled fuel right there. Here's where our bar oil goes in, and it's labeled right over top of it, right there. Okay, right in here. If you don't know, read your owner's manual. Okay, we want our blade to be nice and tight, but not too tight. Just about like that. Nice and sharp. Well lubricated for cutting. I don't advocate for any brand of chainsaw. I've got several different brands, but I do like this little guy because he's light, very lightweight, and it won't work you to death if you've got some small stuff to cut. I also want to show you what not to start cutting with. Okay, here we've got a Husqvarna 460, pretty big saw. I think we have a 24-inch bar on this guy for cutting bigger stuff, or it saves you from having to bend over. It's been a good saw so far. So what I've got here, as you can see how loose that is? If I start this saw with that chain that loose, I run a high risk of my chain popping off and hitting me in the face or damaging the gears in here. So we always want to snug up our chain, make sure we're well lubricated. There's a lubrication point here. Make sure that we're full of fuel and we're full of bar oil. Now, you can use regular motor oil, but bar oil is recommended because it's much thicker and easier to use. But if you're in a pinch and you need to use motor oil, I'm told you can use motor oil. I've never done it. I don't recommend it, but I'm told you can. Some people have asked me, Josh, why is your chainsaw toolbox pink? Well, because I lost a chainsaw toolbox, and now every toolbox I use in the woods is pink. Reason it's pink is so I can find it. This is orange. Why? So I can find it. My phone is pink. You know why? Because I ran over my last phone because it was black. If I would have seen it, if it was pink, I would have had no problem. Use pink and orange paint to color your products so that you do not lose them in the tall grass or in the brush pile. Let's take a minute and talk about chainsaw safety and Jesus. You don't want to meet Jesus early in your life. Therefore, you should be safe with your chainsaw. Here's a few tips on what to do to be safe with your chainsaw. First of all, when transporting your chainsaw, always have your blade protected so that you don't cut anything, damage the blade, cut any hoses or anything. If it's sitting in the back of your truck, keep your blade protected. You won't regret it. This thing is cheap. I think it comes with the Stihl saw. I think I purchased one for the Husqvarna. It's very cheap, and it'll save your blade and save you some time sharpening later on. A couple pieces of safety equipment that are must-have with chainsaw use are safety gloves. These are Stihl Timber Sports gloves. You can find all sorts of types of gloves online or in your local chainsaw shop, hardware store, but you need something that's chainsaw specific. These gloves are designed so that when you hit this material, it will bind up in the chainsaw and actually stop the saw. So when you're running, you hit your hand, or it kicks back and you hit your hand, this material will come out and bind up in the saw and cause your saw to bind up and stop. Other safety must-haves when using a chainsaw include chainsaw chaps. These chaps go on your waist, they snap around your waist, and they will protect the front of your legs. We'll show you. Snap around your waist. Snap around your legs. Right here. The saw hits here, 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 which is a common injury. You're protected. It doesn't protect you from cutting through. This material is also designed, when you hit it with the saw, it pulls out fibers and binds up the saw again. It will save you from a trip to the hospital. My father has a big scar right across his leg right here where he wasn't using Chaps and he just barely touched his leg with the chainsaw. Chainsaw chews through flesh like butter. Another must-have safety item while using a chainsaw is a hard hat with hearing protection and a face shield that flips down. So this has a mesh face shield, and I've had this for a while. It's all beat up, and a good hard hat. Along with using the hard hat and the hearing protection, I also use these little foamy earplugs. Okay, these little foam earplugs, stick them in your ear, then put your hearing protection on. You'll save those ears. You only get one set of ears, one set of hands, one set of legs. You want to protect them, and one set of eyes. It's also recommended that you wear safety glasses underneath the face shield in order to protect your eyes. So let's talk about what I have in the chainsaw toolbox that I keep with me when I'm running my chainsaw. So when we run our chainsaw, we keep bar oil with us. We keep 50-to-1 gasoline mixture. And I have this labeled. It's chainsaw gas. We keep a couple extra containers of fuel mixture oil. Several files. There are 3 files here. Extra chains that we've pre-sharpened in case we lose a chain. Our chainsaw tools. These are felling wedges. Here's a file. This is a file to help if I hit a rock and I chip my blade. Also a bar lubricator, another extra chain, and a few miscellaneous tools that you might need. Keep a little scraper with me, pair of pliers, a couple of screwdrivers, and a lumber crayon in case we need to mark something. It never hurts to have several rags around. Keep those in your chainsaw toolkit. It'll keep your tools from bouncing around, and also you can have one that's semi-clean. You need to wipe your hands off, you need to wipe the bar off, you need to wipe some tools off. When you get done, always wipe your tools off. Take good care of your equipment. It'll take good care of you. This is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Let's get down to business and cut some trees. Woo! Yeah! Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We need ya. We need ya. Watch us. Don't forget to drink plenty of water when you're using your chainsaw. Also, stretch it out. Woo! Oh, stretch your gut. Stretch your back. I've got log killer by blood. Cause we gonna kill some log, cause that's what we do. Gotta stretch it out. Whew, whew. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. You gotta use the hips. Oh gosh, I forgot the line. Because you don't want to meet Jesus. Because you're an idiot. You gotta get back to the house really fast. I am prairie dogging bad. Can't run a chainsaw when you're prairie dogging. Not a good thing. Not safe.